Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Travis back again here at Big Boy Toy Reviews. And today we are taking a look at another Final Fantasy VII Bring Arts figure. This time we are taking a look at Aerith Gainsborough. Didn't know that was her last name. Yeah, what was it? Did they have a last name for everybody? What? 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 What was Yuffie's last name? Yuffie Kisaraki. Okay, fine. Whatever. I didn't notice they had last names. But yeah, these are numbered, so she's number 3 in the line, I guess. But she's fine. She's cool. She is exactly, I feel like, what she's supposed to be. My particular copy does have an issue with a leg being longer than the other. It took me a while to get her to stand up straight like this, but other than that, she's okay. She's fine. I don't particularly have an issue with her, other than, of course, the price. You know what? You these things are $95 to $129, and you don't even get a window on the box. No, like, little door to see the figure on the inside or nothing. They put zero work into these in order to get to order and somehow decide they think they should be able to charge you $95 to $129. It boggles my mind to this day, and I'm going to mention it every single time I review one of these. But she aesthetically looks really good. Her face is very pretty. I love it. The super exaggerated bangs there that she had in the video game. Her hair is nicely done. I do like the way that it looks. Her dress is nicely painted. Her jacket looks really good. No issues with any paint for me. I do have some schmutz here on the front of her dress. Might be able to get that out. Might not be able to get that out. But yeah, my left leg is longer than the right leg. You can really tell with the knees. You can see how this knee, no, actually, sorry, it's the right leg that's longer. You can see this knee is up higher than this knee. And actually, it is this leg, but I shimmied the waist peg, or the hip peg. I shimmied the hip peg to go up a little bit. Oop, you saw my ugly fingernail. To go up a little bit and even these out, but yeah, she's a little off. Luckily, the dress she's not meant to be super dynamic. She is like a mage type, like a white mage in Final Fantasy, so she doesn't really need to do any dynamic fighting or anything like that. But yep, her boots look very nice and very nicely sculpted. I do like that. She's a very simple design. There is shading on her dress, and I do see that, and it's very pretty. I like the way that looks. But yeah, I wish they would have made this little necklace of hers a separate piece, but you know, they feel like they can charge you $95 regardless. She is her neck is a little unsightly. You can see that, so it is a little disjointed in certain poses. She does kind of have like a bobblehead look to her in certain poses. You can pose that away, especially looking forward. And to the side, if you don't look too hard, her bangs do, or not bangs, but her sideburns do kind of cover up that joint. But if you have her looking up at all, you are going to see all of that neck peg, and that is ugly as hell. But anyway, yeah, she looks good. I like the way she looks. She's not great. She's not a Yuffie or a Red 13, but she is still better than Cloud and Barret. So that's cool. Let's move on to accessories. So we do get the rack of hands for her as well. She gets her prayer hands. You'll know what that means if you watch the game. She gets her 2 weapon holding hands, and then she gets semi fist hands. They're a little fancy, if you know what I mean. They're a little dainty, I should say. They're little dainty fists. She's not a fist fighter, so she's very much a lady. So So those are the hands that you get. Then you get her prayer face with her eyes closed, and this head looks, or this face looks good. You like the way that looks. And then you get her staff, and the staff is long, obviously, but not too much to it. The silver is painted really nicely. I wish they would have given her a nicer staff than this. There are better staffs in the game that look way better than this. This may have been her like first staff in the game. I don't remember. None of this comes apart, so you're just gonna have to slide it over her hand, or through her hand, I should say. But yeah, and that is it for accessories. These guys, they don't come with shit. All right, so moving on to articulation. Her ponytail is on a ball hinge. You can see it's quite squeaky, but it doesn't feel too tight. Can spin around. Her bow can also spin on that joint. Don't grab her head too hard because her face will fall off. Can I get that back in there without pausing the video? Yes. If you move her ponytail up, she can look, she has a bow in her way. She can look up the most out of any figure that is in the line so far, but you can see that super ugly ball peg. She can look down. She can look down nicely. That's enough looking down there. And she does get really good side to side. It looks a little weird, but it's there. As far as her shoulder, if you use the drop down, you can get that a little bit past parallel. Now my shoulders are also a little off. And she does have that like up and down shifting motion, and the back and forth shifting motion, like as if she has a real butterfly joint. On my copy, this shoulder ball peg is way more inset than this one, and this one sticks out a lot more. If you can tell, see how far that one sticks out, and then this one is almost completely inset into the body. So that's annoying. I think what happened was this part was pushed in more on this side, and it pushed this side out. So there is a way to fix that, but I'm not going to go in and fix that. That shouldn't happen anyway. So the shoulders are fine. She does have a bicep swivel built into her sleeve there, so that's really nice. She does get a little bit over 90 degrees on that elbow. The wrist is on a hinge peg, a peg hinge. Oh my God, a hinge joint, a ball hinge. Jesus Christ. All right, so that's it for the wrist. She can go back that far if you use all her joints. Forward. This is a very soft dress, but it's going to keep moving her up. She doesn't really need to be that dynamic, but it is there. There is a twist here. There is a twist in her waist too, but you're probably not going to use it that much. And then the side to side is okay. It kind of fights itself just like that, but it's not the worst diaphragm joint I've ever seen, but it's not the best by any means. All right, so going under her skirt here, she has very skinny legs. And so she does have a thigh swivel in both the hip joint and built in. She can kick out full splits, kick forward, really good. This is, obviously her dress is going to be in the way, so you're really not going to be doing this, but she could kick back if this piece wasn't in the way. If you move it out, she can kick back really far. Knee all the way past 90, way past 90 there. Very robotic legs under that dress. You do not want to see those legs. Keep that dress down. And then for the ankles, they can go up that far, down that far, and then you do get an ankle rocker. Again, just like I said for Yuffie, I would suggest taking these feet off and putting a little shock oil on them, and then you can work that ankle rocker better. And then a very, very tight toe hinge. So very super basic articulation for Aerith. I don't expect it to be super dynamic. She's not a dynamic character. So for me, that is acceptable for this character. Not $495 to $129 though. Anyway, let's go on to comparisons. Alrighty, and here she is next to Yuffie and Red 13. And she fits in obviously quite well with the Final Fantasy Brink Arts characters. I love it. If I was to stand Yuffie up, I feel like she would be taller, or at least as tall as Aerith, and that is way off. So Aerith should be way taller than this. That's unfortunate. Like I said, I don't think these are 1/12 scale. I really don't. But anyway, that's what she looks like with them. Here she is next to the two trashiest figures in the line, Cloud, Strife, and Barrett. I don't remember Barrett's last name, but that's what she looks like with them. Yeah, the sizing is all off in this line. It is just way off. I don't know what they were going for here, but she looks good with them. She goes with them, so that's what she looks like there. And finally, here she is next to two true 1/12 size figures. We have the Buzz My Demon Slayer Mitsuri and the Hasuki Mechanic Fiona. And yeah, oh geez, Fiona, that's such a good figure. So she's so good. Anyway, that's it for comparisons. All right, so final thoughts. Basically, she's just needed in the display at this point. She's not a bad figure. She's not good enough to be $95 or $129 or anything anywhere in between that. But she is a solid figure. She does exactly what she's supposed to do. She doesn't have any weak joints. Like I said, mine does have one leg longer than the other, but I can adjust for that. It's not a big deal to me. I did point out the shoulder issue where one pokes out more than the other. That's not really causing me any issues either. It's not that much of an eyesore to me. I can unsee it. So I don't have a problem with this figure whatsoever. I mean, I say that and didn't point out problems that I had. Those are problems, but that doesn't make this particular figure a bad figure, because that could just be my copy. That might not be across the entire line. So I do think that you will need this figure in order to complete this, to complete your Final Fantasy display, if that's what you're trying to go for. But by no means do you need to buy this if you're not going for that. I will say this: I do not mention these stands because I mentioned it in the first video, and I probably mentioned it in the Cloud. I don't know if I mentioned it in the Cloud and Barrett video some time ago, but you do get these stands. None of these stands are required in my opinion. That's why I don't really show them. But I mean, you can use them on other figures, so to each their own. But I wanted to throw that out there really quick because I purposely don't mention the stands, but maybe I should. It is part of a review, but I just think at some point you just kind of get the idea that they all come with these stands. But yeah, this is probably the pose that she'll stay in forever. I like it. I like the praying hands. It's like she's doing holy. If you play the game, then you should know what that is. But yeah, other than that, that is it for the review. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.